Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Coastal Stone Nor'easter. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Coastal Stone Nor'easter. Nor'easter is an Australian single malt whisky and it comes from the Manly Spirits Company in Sydney, Australia. This particular whisky is aged in ex-red wine, American oak and French oak barrels. It's 46% ABV, it's non-chill filtered and natural colour, and retails for £55 in the UK. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nose and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like an auburn, really is a nice shade indeed. Let's start with the nose. Right, so the start I'm getting honey. I'm getting cinnamon. I'm getting those cough candy boiled sweets. I'm getting some black tea. I'm getting red berries. Yeah, and that's about it. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so to start with, I'm getting red berries. There definitely is a sort of a red fruit, slightly jammy taste to this. It really is nice. It's I'd say it's the dominant flavour. It's not overly sweet as well, which is quite nice. But that jamminess, I think, also lingers on the palate. So I think this is definitely going to go into the finish somewhat. There's a slight sort of charred oak note. It's not overly powerful on the palate, this one, but it's definitely present. There's definitely some oak there on the palate. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so I'm starting to get some baking spices, particularly cinnamon, and then that sort of turns into like a slightly spicy clove note. I'm getting fresh cut flowers as well, so there's a slight sort of floral note in there as well. But it's yeah, it's really quite pleasant. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, there's a little bit of heat, a little bit of chili pepper. It's not overly hot at 46% ABV though. And then as that dissipates, I'm getting like a perfume note, which then turns into like a mild soap note. It's not unpleasant. I've had soap notes on whiskies before and they're really off-putting, but this is quite pleasant. It's not putting me off at all, which I'm surprised at. In terms of finish, well, I'd say it's sort of short to medium. There's the red berries, there's charred oak, there's that clove note that I picked up on the palate, and a little bit of pepper. But yeah, really quite nice, sort of soft, sweet, jammy sort of berry note that lingers on the palate. In terms of value, well, I didn't actually buy this one. It came as an extra in my Summerton whisky subscription. But to buy this in the UK right now, I think is £55-ish for a 50cl bottle. And I think in Australia right now, they do it as a 70cl bottle for $100, which is, I think, about the £50 mark. So it's not overly expensive. The whiskey that goes into this obviously is 2+ years old, as it has to be for Australian whiskey rules. But I would say this is not that young. I think the red wine has really rounded this off really well. I'd like to hope that this is, as a core range whiskey, 3 to 4 years old. But although it is youthful and it does taste a little bit young, I don't think it tastes as young as it probably is. It's definitely going to be under 5 years old because they don't have stock older than that, but this definitely doesn't taste that young at all. Obviously I didn't pay for this, it was an extra which every member got as part of their subscription, but I think I'd probably buy this again. I think it's a really nice whiskey, it's got a really nice fruity character to it, it doesn't come across too sprightly, there's no ethanol tang from a young whiskey, and there's no sort of real sourness that you can sometimes get with a young whiskey. Yeah, so I think at £55 for a 50cl bottle, I think I'd probably reach that and buy this. And being a core range, hopefully, even though there are vintages and there will be differences from year to year, hopefully they keep the sort of character of this pretty much the same. If you've tried this, let me know in the comments, and also if you want to check out the Summerton Club, I'll put a link in the description and you can check out them. They really are doing some really good stuff right now. If you tried anything else from the Coastal Stone range, then also let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this brand. And if not, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Ciao.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.